Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Freezing. I'm cold. Long Island can't make up its mind whether it's springtime or whether it's wintertime. It's going into the 30s. It was like 65, 70 degrees the other day, and I'm freezing. So, and I think I wore this turtleneck on one show, so you're seeing it again. I'm really sorry, everybody. What can I tell you? Anyway,
It
so
was a little chilly here. It was 70 degrees here.
oh, really, really, you doing that to me? Really? Oh my
It
God.
was a little chilly. I'm wearing a jacket.
I walked the dog today. I had on my light down jacket, a sweatshirt, and gloves. And as I am walking, I put the sweatshirt hood up and the and the down
It's
coat hood up.
crazy.
And I had to look like a Looney Tune while I'm walking the dog, thinking, people are walking around, even though it's a little chilly, they're walking around in light jackets, and I'm like walking the dog like this little old lady. Oh my God, this is horrible. But the dog was happy, so that's all that matters.
I'm always cold. But we have the AC on all the time. We had some pretty chilly days. Um, I yeah,
You
it's
you use the
for
AC all the time? Oh, I use my ceiling fans all the time. I
well,
don't use AC.
I have it on a temperature. It doesn't get touched. Maybe
Oh,
once in a while, I'll
mhm,
put it up or down a notch, but the
okay.
bulldogs can't get overheated. I'm
Oh,
so about right now, a little side note, I
mhm.
tell Danny, I said, I'm beating the system with the electric company because we got
Um,
whacked last month. It was $400 for a bill. It went up $200. Like I'm
wow.
like, what is different from like a month before? So all these years, I never realized, there's off peak and there's peak, even with your electricity. So I don't do laundry during the day. I yeah, so I told him, I said, I'm gonna beat the system. I said, I'm so determined to get our next bill under 100 for the next couple of months to make up for the 400. He's like, You're
Good
crazy.
luck
You
with
know
that.
that, right? You're crazy."
Well, number one, beating the system. Now everybody knows you're beating the system. So, way to go. That's good.
Well, that's okay. You gotta do off peak. It makes sense.
That's
Who
true.
knew?
Well,
Who
I
knew?
run my dishwasher before I go to bed.
Well, what
So
time?
11 o'clock.
All right, you're good. That's off peak.
Yeah.
I checked the times.
Okay.
Don't do
Well,
it right after dinner. That's what I used to always do.
no, I
Seven
don't do it.
o'clock at
Yeah.
night. You know
No.
what? That's prime time. That's peak. That's
We
super
don't
peak time.
well, you see, super peak. Okay. Hi, Karen. Uh,
Hey, Karen.
okay. This subject, revenge porn.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, Deb. This was a really tough one, as Lisa and I talked about before. This was a tough subject, and
Hmm.
we usually have a lot of fun when we're talking about our subjects, and we encourage everybody to, of course, share their insight and stuff like that. This was rough. This was a
Yeah,
hard one. So just bear with us with that. I think we're going to put on our serious hats for a few minutes
yeah,
and on and go from there. But
yeah.
revenge porn, first of all, Lisa, do you know a lot of people didn't know what revenge porn was? I got texts from people when I was sending out invites tonight, and a lot of people didn't know what that was.
You know what? I'm not surprised because I got to tell you, when I was doing my research, thought I
Mm-hmm.
kind of knew what it was, but then I was like, I
Uh-huh.
don't even think I really know like the
What did you think it
detail.
was?
Well, in my mind, I'm thinking mostly, which it kind of is like you're a couple and you break up, and one of you is angry and you're like going off on a porn rampage, but not really so much. Like it's more you're sharing explicit, intimate photos, videos, whatever
Yeah.
on social media or otherwise
Mm-hmm.
of your ex.
Yeah.
And people are victims, whether it be an ex spouse or if you were hacked.
Yeah.
So I was like, ooh. And then the more I was researching, the harder it became, believe it or
Uh,
not.
yeah. Well, it's just awful. What it is you hit the nail on the head. First of all, it's either an ex is sharing sexually explicit photos of you guys, not you guys, you know what I mean, of
Hmm.
people doing, you know, the nasty, or it's a
Sweaty.
hacker. that can just say, hey, for the heck of it, I see this person's face on Facebook or whatever, and hi, Susan, we're going to just use their head and put that on somebody else's body. And with AI that's coming in, the artificial intelligence, it seems to be getting more and more rampant. But what it is, again, you hit the nail on the head. But revenge porn is the stuff that's published without that person's consent.
Yep.
Okay. And that's where you get into the law of things. Okay.
Yep.
And the interesting thing is a lot of celebrities, you've heard about a lot of celebrities that have that have been involved in revenge porn. There was, where'd my notes go? I lost my notes already. I can't believe that. Where's my notes go? My notes are gone. Oh, there they are. Rihanna was a
Really?
victim to it. Yeah, in 2009. Erin Andrews, she sued and won. Jennifer Lawrence, years and years and years ago. These are all, you know, in the past, but Scarlett Johansson, Kim Kardashian,
Really?
and Misha Barton. So they've
Huh.
all been, hi, Chris. They've all been victims of revenge porn. But the thing is when you're a celebrity, first of all, the exposure is, you know, 100 times worse. But they have the money where they can go after this person and sue them. You
Yeah.
know, when you're a regular person, uh, you don't know whether you have the money to take somebody to court. So that's where it gets sticky. And
And
yes,
and I'll add to that, those celebrities are already in the spotlight. They're used to be in the spotlight. They don't
yes,
mind being on camera. They're not
right.
that they want their dirty business to be put out there, but in situations or scenario like that,
Hmm.
they're more well versed in that as
Yeah.
opposed to the normal everyday person. A, they're not
Hmm.
in the spotlight. Now you're going to make them be in the spotlight. They can't afford it. And the embarrassment, I'm sure, or the
Yeah.
shame or the
Hmm.
disappointment, like, oh my gosh, how did I let this happen?
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
all those emotions. I'm sure there's like you know, the whole series of emotions,
Sure.
you're like embarrassed and then maybe you get to the angry.
Sure.
You probably go through a
Absolutely.
whole bunch of different
Hmm.
things as opposed to a celebrity that's just they're used to it. Not that it should ever happen to anybody, but they're
No, of
used to
course
it.
not. Yeah. It's this happened to me on Facebook years and years and years ago. Hi,
Mhm.
Yvonne. And Deb says it would seem women are more likely to be the victims of this. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
absolutely right. But one day, I've been on Facebook not a really long time, uh, but people have been on it for 20, 10 years. I've been on it maybe for six, I think. I don't know. But one day I got a text from a guy friend of mine, and he said, "Hey, Helen, I just got on Facebook um, a very sexy naked photo of you," and I actually said, and I blew it off, and then I went and I changed my Facebook password immediately, and he was the only one I ever heard from. But I said, I'm telling you, whoever it is, they have a better body than me. Thank you for telling me. And that was it. And I took care of it. But it did happen to me.
Yeah.
And I blew it off because
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to do. But that was so many years ago. Now it just seems to run rampant. Deb says,
Mhm.
I think it's more a man's fantasy to be filmed or to take pics of his lady. Uh, okay, I'm going to ask people that in the chat. I'm going to ask you: has any of your significant others ever asked you to do naughty photos? Ever?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you done them?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Now, I've been asked by two of my boyfriends, but I said no. And I think the reason I said no is because I'm body conscious. I'm kind of like, I don't want to see me in photos. And I said no. Now, and when I broke up with these people, they
You didn't
were,
have to worry. Yeah, didn't have to worry
yeah,
about
you don't
anything.
have to worry about it or
Yeah.
anything like that. But um, the amount that this is happening really kind of blew me away. And the laws um, in New York, okay, how many states have revenge porn laws? All states, excluding Massachusetts and South Carolina, have separate statutes. Um, and in order to be guilty of the crime in most states, and we're going to talk about New York in a minute, it's called non-consensual pornography. This includes pictures or videos that are considered sexual in nature. Such content shows the victim's intimate body parts, and it might also show the person in sexual activity. Okay.
Now, is
Yeah.
it this is probably gonna be a stupid question. So
No.
if you share those intimate photos with a partner that your partner's with at that time, you have
Yeah.
the intimacy, you're
Hmm.
doing the naughty things, you're sharing these photos or the videos or whatever, and then you
Hmm.
break up, but they still have those photos. Can there be like, well, you shared those photos, those are that person's photos.
No.
Like
No.
nobody can do that, right? I know
No,
it's a
that's
stupid
against the law.
question.
That's
Okay.
no, it's not a stupid question. I had a friend in college, and they did naughty photos, and she broke up. And this is before cell phones and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm dating
Mm.
myself. Thank you. And the thing is she wanted to get back the negatives, and he was giving her a hard time about it. And we got the negatives back, because I helped her out. It's like, hey, moron, come on, cut it out. And we got the negatives back. But it was a rough deal because you feel like
Yeah.
you're over a barrel when somebody's got something like that held, being held over your head.
Yeah.
Christina says if you're in a relationship with someone, they can see you anytime. They wouldn't need pictures. Well,
Mhm.
if you look up a little bit, Deb says, I think it's more a man's fantasy to be filmed or take pictures of his lady. Some people like to do that. Whatever, whatever floats your boat. We're not
Mhm.
judging anybody here. If you want to have fun, videoing and stuff like that, that's great. But, you have to remember the other person's feelings, God forbid, if you break up. But I was curious. Now, I've never seen OnlyFans. Okay,
Mm.
is OnlyFans pornography or is it artistic? Because now they're giving their consent because I assume that they're paying to go see whatever they're doing, right? Right?
So I'm not 100% sure, and I remember talking about this with Jace one day, and he says it's
Uh huh.
not like a porn site, so to speak. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, it
Well,
can be explicit like that, but I think what you do is, I think it's artistic. I think it really depends on what the person's doing.
right.
I think also it's the, the naughtiness to it, but people that wanna see it, they subscribe, and it's a
Okay.
subscription, so they can't have access to it until they pay or something like that.
Well, if
That's
the girls
I
are
don't know if
saying,
I'm right.
if the girls, whoever doing it, if they're saying it's okay to see them, then they're giving their consent. But
Mhm.
Karen says something.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Karen says, what about men who send
You
those
can
kind of
eat
photos?
cake
That
on OnlyFans, it's a fetish.
really? Who knew?
I I will no, and well,
Well,
actually,
that's
I
I
didn't I had
swear
a
this is
friend. I had a friend that said that people like to see feet shots and stuff, so I guess, yeah.
I have
So I
good feet,
guess
really
I
do.
don't
I have
I have
good feet.
Flintstone feet.
Leslie says feet. Okay, but Karen says now, what about men who send um eggplant photos? Is that pornography? You know what we mean. So, all right, if somebody says something like that in a text, it's only to that person. It's not to the World Wide Web. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a really good question. If the
What, the
person got
eggplant
offended,
emoji?
what?
The eggplant emoji?
Yeah.
Or an actual
See, you don't want
pic
to say it
a
either.
picture. Well, I wanna be classy too.
Well, that's
Um,
why I'm trying to say the eggplant
a d okay,
picture.
so a D pic or the
Yeah.
actual eggplant emoji. I wanna make sure I got this right.
Yeah. Oh my God. How old are we? 12? Anyway, okay. So yeah, so that's a really good question, Karen. I don't know. I
I
really
don't
don't
know.
know. I would
But
find it
I
offensive because
think
I don't want to open up my pants and say, "Oh, I got a test." Oh my God.
wait a minute. So to follow up on the feet thing, I
Okay.
think it was Leslie that told me they like feet with spaghetti.
Really?
Like
Really?
if you take pictures of your feet and I don't know, you have like cooked spaghetti. There's people that have fetishes. I don't know what the fetish. I don't understand it myself, but
Okay,
I think
well,
yeah.
but that's not pornography because it's not genitalia or anything like that. I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, let's see. I want to find where New York is. Where's New York? Okay. Um, New York. Okay. In New York State, it's a criminal and civil offense to disclose an intimate image of another person with intent to cause harm. Threats to disclose can be addressed civilly. That's extortion. So if you don't pay up,
Mm,
give me money, I'm
that's a
going to,
different story. Yeah.
put it, send it all over the place. But you can be charged with a misdemeanor or, oh my gosh, what else is it called? I hope no lawyers are listening. I'll feel embarrassed. Okay. It'll come to me. Anyway, but
But now what if
what
somehow
if?
you've been hacked? They
Yes.
take your photo, the face of you.
Yeah.
Say you don't have explicit photos, videos of yourself, your body, but they
Okay.
take your photo because
Yeah.
43% of victims are hacked. But
Yes.
say like you don't physically have photos and videos of yourself out there. Okay. Somebody
Yeah.
takes your face of a photo of yours and puts it on photos of different body.
Yeah. That's
So
illegal.
with well, it's illegal, but I mean,
It's
it's not,
depicting,
at least it's not your body. I mean, I would
it's
feel better about
depicting,
that.
but it's depicting you. But there seems to be some kind of, when I read this today, there seems to be some kind of discrepancy that, well, since it's not my body, I
Mm,
really can't sue, which is really bizarre because if people see that,
yeah.
they're thinking it's you and you're getting,
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Donna's comment. It better be a damn good body.
there you go. Absolutely. But okay. TJ says hacking and taking photos is a
Hmm.
crime. Got to be a damn good body. AI is a problem. Yes, we mentioned AI
Yeah.
before. That what Lisa just said. Take my head and yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. But New York, I came back to New York. Okay, a victim of revenge porn, you can either do a civil suit um, or okay, I had it and I lost it again. I'm hating this. Okay, all right. You either be convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor. Okay, a felony is 364 days and it can't exceed a year in prison, and a felon, you lose your right to vote.
Mm.
You can't get firearms, and you can't hold license for public office. You can't do that. A
Hmm.
misdemeanor is less serious.
Yeah.
If somebody gets charged with a misdemeanor, that's about all I know about that. Listen, everybody, we're just giving the basics here. We're just opening up this can of worms for discussion. Okay, we're not experts, so just bear with us with that. But why do people stay silent when that happens to them? Why, as celebrities, will say, okay, we're going to go full tilt and we're going to sue you and because it's all over. Why do regular people stay quiet?
They're
Why?
embarrassed, shamed. They don't
Okay.
want their friends, family. They
Mm-hmm.
know, you
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
that
Yeah. They could lose the
intimate,
job.
yeah, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
intimate
Okay.
side
They
should
could be
be
ostracized.
private. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, what loss of a current relationship if this was a past relationship
Hmm.
that somebody might say, hey, what were you doing? That type of thing.
Their kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why they stay silent. And there's just so much of the victims that they say, I've got a whole slew, 2 pages of what the victims go through, and it's just awful. It's horrible. It's just horrible. And I also have information that if people are victims of revenge porn, what they can do.
Hmm.
So, Lisa, you have some stats for me, or should I go into these stats?
No, just that. The estimated 43% of the victims of image-based abuse report that their devices or accounts have been hacked.
Yeah.
Many victims suffer PTSD, anxiety, depression.
Hmm.
1 in 3 underage teens report seen shared of nudes of other minors. Sorry, I read
Hmm.
that wrong.
Okay.
1 in 3 college students have visited what they call slut pages.
Wow.
I've never heard of that. And approximately 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 10 boys aged 13 to 17 report sharing their own nudes.
Wait, they share their own nudes?
Their own nudes, yep. An
Who
estimated 1
taught
in 12. I know. Yeah.
who
I
taught men to that?
I
Oh
mean,
God.
unless I had like really good body, I don't know. Back then, I don't know. I was very shy back then. An estimated 1 in 12 US adults report that they have been victims of image-based abuse.
Oh boy.
And
Okay.
lastly, young people ages 15 to 29 are most likely to report being threatened by the revenge porn sharing, probably for either money or they're broke up with somebody and that
Yeah.
person's bitter,
Hmm. Yes.
angry, jealous,
Hmm. Yeah.
revengeful. Um, this was a tough topic.
This was a very tough topic. This
Yeah.
this is not a, this is not a fun topic. This is a sad topic, and a sad state of affairs. But
Yeah.
oh, boy, hang on.
Wasn't a
Um,
fan. I wasn't a fan of this one, Helen.
I wasn't either. But TJ says in New York, adultery is a crime, misdemeanor. Nobody gets arrested for that either. Revenge porn, the law avoids it. It is a waste of time, they believe. Really?
Mm.
And TJ says if somebody sees me in a hack nude photo, they'd be suffering PTSD. Funny.
Uh, and I
Okay.
would imagine, I didn't see the statistic on it. I would imagine it's most ex-partners who've felt they've been done
Yes,
wrong.
but okay, I'm going to give you a bunch of statistics, so get yourselves comfortable because it's so sad. It's really sad. Okay, um, this was taken. Now, here's the thing. This was taken in 2013, so let's like just double up on this because it's 10
Mm.
years later. But I'm going to share
Yeah.
it with you now. Yes, revenge porn would be liable for a civil suit. Yeah, Susan. Okay. Um, okay. 61. Now, this is 10 years ago, so I wish we had something a little more up to date, but just this, just this is
Hmm.
amazing. 61% of respondents said they have taken nude photos, videos of themselves, and shared it with somebody else. Um, 23 of respondents were victims of revenge porn. There were of 1,606 total respondents who these were revenge porn statistics. There were 361 victims. Okay. Um, 90% of the revenge porn were women. Okay. 57% of victims said their material was posted by an ex-boyfriend, 6% by an ex-girlfriend, 23% said it was posted by an ex-friend. Could you imagine? And 7% said it was posted by a friend, and 7% said this was posted by a family member. And this is from 10 years ago. I just can't imagine how this skyrocketed.
Yeah.
I just can't. And also, hackers with nothing else to do, just, going along the internet, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
there's somebody. I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna do something like that." It's horrible. Information that was posted with the material, full name, basically, yeah, TJ, basically a form of hate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Email address, 26%. Social network, 49%. That makes you think.
Yeah.
Um, Physical home address, 16%.
Mm.
Social security number, 2%. Work address, 14%. 93% of the victims said they have suffered significant emotional distress due to being a victim, like Lisa said before, PTSD.
Hmm.
82 suffered significant impairment of social, occupational, and other important areas due to being a victim. Um, Psychological services, 42%. And remember, this is 10 years ago. I swear to God, this has got to be doubled by now.
Yeah.
Um, 13% lost a significant other and partner. 37% said had been teased about being a victim.
Wow.
49% they said they had been harassed and stalked by online users. 30% said they were stalked outside the internet, in person, or over the phone. And there's more. There's
Yeah.
more. 40% loss of a future partner. 54% fear of the discovery, future children. 25% had to close down an email address. 26% had to create a new identity.
Wow.
9% had to shut down their blog. 26% shut down their Facebook. 11% shut down Twitter. 26% had to avoid certain sites in order to keep from being harassed. 54% had difficulty focusing on work or at school. 26% had to take time off from work to take less
Yeah.
credit.
Probably
8%
depressed,
8%
you know?
are quit their job or dropped out of school. 6% got kicked out of school. 13% had difficulty getting a job or getting into school. 55% felt the professional reputation they had built up could be tarnished even decades into the future.
Hmm.
51% had suicidal thoughts.
Terrible.
I just, it's
I want to read what Donna wrote. I didn't know this. When my daughter was 11 years old, some random guy asked her to send her a pic of her feet, and she did because she had no clue it was a fetish. Her friend then tells her, "No, don't send it. He has a foot fetish."
oh man, wow.
I had
And
no
that was
idea. That's
was
crazy.
that the end of it, Donna? That was it. Okay. So she did. So she did send it, but did she ever hear from this guy again? And
Wow.
where did she hear from him? That's the scary part. Now, okay, knowing
That
you're
was
right.
that was the end of it,
Oh,
right?
that was
That's
the end of
yes
it.
to yeah, I think
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
good.
Um. Okay. Women's Justice Now. I'm seeing when this is published.
Oh, good,
Okay.
Donna. Good. She
Oh,
didn't
oh,
send it.
good. Okay, good. Cyber sexual abuse. 1 in 10 women under the age of 30 have experienced either threats to share or the actual sharing of intimate personal photos without their consent. Okay. Um, what is revenge porn? We know that. Know your rights. Non-consensual pornography is illegal. You
Mm,
have the right to expect private images to remain private. You have the right to stop the abuse, and you have the right to demand the images be removed from the internet, though the reality is that this process can be extremely difficult. Okay, in New York City, it's a criminal and civil offense to disclose or threaten or to disclose an intimate image of another person with the intent to harm. Under New York City's law, this act is punishable by 1 year in jail and a fine up to $1,000 in criminal court and could result in financial compensation. If I remember correctly, Erin Andrews sued and got millions of dollars. She was in a hotel and somebody drilled a hole in the wall and filmed her doing whatever.
Everybody's at the mercy of that. You don't know where you go. Airbnbs, hotels,
Absolutely.
especially the
Absolutely.
Airbnbs, you don't know. There could be little cameras in, embedded in the furniture where you think, you're using the bathroom, you think you got privacy. You don't know what goes on. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, this was a
I'll
rough one, everybody.
yeah.
This was just rough. New York law can apply if the victim or the perpetrator is located in the state. Victims have up to 2 years to pursue criminal charges and up to 3 years after an image was shared to bring a case in civil court. I hate this. This was a roughie. This was really rough. I don't know. How do you prevent this? Keep your keep your Facebook and things like this private. What do you
Mhm.
do? What do you do?
You don't share, you know,
Well, how many times
those
has your Facebook been hacked? I mean, everybody I
my
know has.
old one. My old one
Everybody,
was years ago.
yeah, because I feel like, anything can be hacked these days.
Yeah,
It's just scary stuff. And there is a revenge porn hotline. I don't have the number, but
want me to
God
look it up?
forbid, sure. Um, but it's just, I feel bad for people that this happened to, because I think they would stay quiet because,
Yeah.
fear of losing their job, ashamed. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. If you're having a good time with your significant other, there's nothing wrong with doing stuff like that. You can have a good time with it, but man, you have to know who you seriously can trust. It blows my
Trust
mind.
nobody. I don't trust anybody.
Well, I'm sorry, but well, you trust Danny. I mean, come on. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
You trust Danny. But when I was there were two guys when I was dating, two separate guys, that they said they wanted to paint me naked. And I said, no, no, no. I
Yeah.
was very flattered. I'm like, oh my God, you must think I'm so pretty. Pretty. But not take pictures, but paint me. And I said, not paint on me, by the way.
I
And
know.
but yeah, I said no. I said no to that. So, but
Well, I know. I mean, it's just a couple of minutes after 7:30, but what I'll do is, because this was a rough one, our
yes,
next show is on menopause, ladies.
yes.
Menopause.
So
That
but
one's gonna be an exciting one.
it's going to be fun. That's going to be a funny one. That I'm
I
gonna.
have stuff going on at 51. It's BS.
It's stupid. It's stupid.
It's so stupid. Stupid menopause.
Hi Denise,
I
how
think
you
I
doing?
think
Yes,
men should be involved so they know how to
I agree.
go with the flow.
100%. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, and
Menopause.
yeah, next week is no show, everybody.
No
So
show next week. Menopause is 4/1 on April
yeah,
Fool's Day. Talk
oh,
about the
that would be
irony.
good. Yeah, seriously. Okay, everybody, thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. Just bear with us. As I said, we just went through the basics of this, and this was a toughie. We never had a toughie before, have we, Lise? We never had
No.
a toughie. No,
And
this was
at the beginning of the before you all joined us, we chat for a few minutes before we go live, and I said, "Who picked this topic?" Did I pick it?
yes, you did.
I don't know. I don't think
Did
that's
you too?
true. Well,
Yes, you
blame
did.
when in doubt, you blame Jace, the producer.
Jace, damn him, it was his fault. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you mentioned porn. I think his ears perked up. So there you go. So, okay.
All
All
right,
right,
everybody.
everybody. Have a great 2 weeks. We'll see you soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Menopause.
Menopause.
Menopause. Next
Menopause.
show. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye.